Hi, Connie. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining. If you're watching on YouTube right now, just grab that QR code that's up above and come on in to the fun over here. Hello, hello. Magical. Hey, hello. Bella Vita, the label. Hello. Um, Haley. Hi. Sarah. Hello. N. Smith. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Millicent. Hello, honey. How are you? Pills, what's up, Vixen Veronica? Hello. Eastender Resales is in the house from Southern New Brunswick, where it's beautiful there. It's beautiful. Cindy, hi, Cindy. How are you? All right, I've switched cups. We're on to decaf tea now. So, hello, Carolina Thrift. So tonight we're having a topic. It's a topic night, but that doesn't mean that you can't ask questions. And I do have some information up in the show notes about the strike if you're asking about the Canada Post strike, but I'm good, Sandy. No, it worked for Julie. Weird. Hi, Thrifty Tiara. How are you? How is everyone doing? So there's show notes for you to read. We're going to be talking tonight about selling strategies, the many ways that you can sell on Whatnot. We're going to be going through it all. Just something about it. Hello, how are you? I love these names. These names tonight are awesome. So this is the many ways to Whatnot. We're going to be teaching. Thank you for the follow. Plan B Thrifteeks. Hello. So whether you're starting out or you're looking to level up your selling, we're going to be talking about all the different ways that you could build your business on Whatnot. There are so many different ways to Whatnot. It's not as simple. Once upon a time, it was like auction, or you could auction, or there was the buy. Then they added the buy it now. But now there's so many different ways to Whatnot. So we're going to be talking all about it. And we're also going to be talking about something really important for newer sellers who feel pressured to have super low prices in order to compete with big sellers. Pricing strategies. So we will be talking about that as well. So feel free to share your shows throughout. Thank you so much, Millicent. I'm going to mod you. Allowed to moderate. There we go. So let me start off by doing a giveaway. We have, whoops. Problem is my giveaway is underneath my phone holder. So we got 3 of these Whatnot pennants. They're going to come rolled to you, but you're going to get one of these pennants. I'm not streaming to Twitch anymore because I was getting like 1 follower a week. One watcher a week, but thank you, Millicent. I decided just to stick with the YouTube. Sorry to the Twitchers, but nobody was. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. Does that make sense? It didn't. Anyways, for the 1 person who came and watched my show once a week, I appreciate you, but I decided I'll just put it all on YouTube. So yeah, so that's one of the ways that you can Whatnot is you can also do multicasting and multicast to platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So you can do live to your Facebook page if you want to, or your Facebook profile. That's another great way of getting yourself out there. You'll be surprised how many people will find you on YouTube and then come on over to Whatnot. So hello to everybody. Welcome in. Okay, let me start the giveaway. And you're perfectly welcome to share your shows. Questions, you're perfectly welcome to ask your questions too. Just note that, oops daisies, just note that because I'm doing a topic show tonight, I'm going to try and stay on topic, and then I'll take questions after I finish going through my topic. So, and the topic tonight is the many ways to Whatnot. So, shall we get started? We have the giveaway. Oh, it's over here. The giveaway is running now, and it's for one of these awesome Whatnot pennants. So thank you, Millicent. You're so awesome. Everyone follow Millicent. I love you so much. Okay, so let's start off with when you go to schedule a show. So let's just set up like we're going to schedule a show. When you go to schedule a show, I need to replug back in. Remind me to replug back in. When you go to schedule a show, one of the things it asks you after it asks you for the category and everything else is Where did you go? All right, I name my show primary category estate sales. So I select my category and then it asks me, what selling format am I going to use? And this is something that's been newly added. This wasn't around when I first started on Whatnot. So now you have three choices: auction, buy it now, or surprise sets. So, how do you figure out which one you should use? Well, for the most part, 90% of my shows, I put it in auction because I'm going to be doing a lot of auctions. Does that mean that if you select auction, you can't have a buy it now? No. You can still have tons of stuff in your buy it now. It's just that most of the things you're going to sell by auction. And it just gives people an idea of what kind of show they're going into. Because some people want to just go into auction shows, they don't want to go into buy it now shows. The next thing is the buy it now. So that's where primarily most of the stuff that you're going to sell is going to be out of your buy it now. You're going to have stuff in your store and you're going to pin it. And then you might run a flash sale, or you just might lower the price, or you just might leave it as it is and show it off to people. Some people leave stuff in their buy it now and then they run as auction. And I'll show you that in a second too. So you could do buy it now. And now the third option, it is important that before you select surprise sets, that you go to help.whatnot.com and you read the instructions carefully. This is where you got confused in your show, Eastander. It happens to everybody. It's because there's like, do I want to do an auction? Do I want to do a buy it now? If you're starting, so here's my recommendation. If you are starting things at, yes, you did sense a giveaway. If you start things at the same price and you're hoping to get more than that price, either put it in buy it now at the price you want to get, or put it as an auction at a starting bid and hope for multiple bids going against each other. Either way, when you're a newer seller, sometimes putting stuff in your buy it now and then having a discount, putting it like doing a flash sale is a really exciting way to get people to look at your items and see what their regular retail, like what their value is. So normally I sell this on Whatnot for $30, but today I'm going to run it for only $20, and I'm going to run it as a flash sale, or I'm going to run this as an auction right now. You'll actually be surprised at how excited people get by that. So that is definitely one option. But surprise sets have a very narrow set of instructions. If you don't follow that and somebody reports you, you could lose your selling ability on Whatnot for a short period of time or forever. So it is really important that before you say, I think I'll run some surprise sets, I think I'll play a game, I think I'll do some mystery thing, I think I'll spin the wheel, that you make sure that you check first so that you don't just use surprise sets. Now, the key to surprise sets is that everything, it's there's only so much surprise in it. So for example, I was watching a show today, I was having fun because I'm fascinated by Loungefly people. As much as almost as much as I'm fascinated by the new Labubu people. um yeah, you can do surprise sets on Android. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have the randomizer wheel, but you can still do surprise sets. Yeah, Loungefly is huge. um and so somebody was doing Loungefly wallets, and I think they had six, I don't know, anyways, they had a lot of Loungefly wallets. And so it was interesting to watch how the prices started up high and then they went down low as people were bidding and then not too sure, and then maybe thinking the thing that they wanted is already gone, etc. But the key was, ooh, and who's going to win the first giveaway? It's going to be Alyssa Swoon. Congratulations, you're getting a Whatnot pennant coming to you. Congratulations. It's like retro. These are retro. Okay, I got two more to do. I'm gonna chat for a bit and then I'll do another one. um so um so surprise sets, it needs the it has the items have to be the same, not only the same category but the same type of thing. So for example, in that show, they were all Loungefly wallets. So that was really important. They were all Loungefly wallets. Now, they couldn't mix Loungefly wallets and Loungefly bags in the same surprise set. That would be two different. You can do multiple sets, but they have to be separated. So you run all the wallets, and then you run all the bags, and then you run all the, I don't know, keychains, or I don't know what else there is. You know what I mean? Purses, I saw crossbody things. So you have to separate them. So for example, if you were going to do a jewelry surprise set, which is a lot of fun. Yes, you can do all earrings and all bracelets, but you can't do earrings and bracelets, or earrings and necklaces, or necklaces and bracelets and earrings, or brooches and necklaces and bracelets and earrings and rings. You get the idea. All rings, all bracelets, all necklaces, all in the same. So if you're wondering, for example, I was like, oh, I have a whole bunch of Blue Mountain pottery, tons of Blue Mountain pottery. Now I've got Blue Mountain pottery animals, and I've got Blue Mountain pottery like practical things like vases and planters and mugs and teapots and all like practical stuff. And then I've got that a craft tree. The reason why they don't do that is because you could have one, and this is what people were doing, and it was in Loungefly that was like really doing it. One banger Loungefly bag, and the rest of the people got keychains or wallets. So guess what? Everyone is spending way too much money to try and get that bag, and then all they get in the mail is a keychain. Do you know how much like regret all those people had, who they had fun in the moment, but they gambled? And you know, when you lose money when you gamble, like when you check that winning lottery ticket, and you pay the non-winning lottery ticket, you check that lottery ticket to see if it's winning, and you pay 20 bucks for it, and you like Pocado. In Canada we hear Pocado. That sucks. We want to have winner, gagnant. That's what we want to hear, not boop boop Pocado. So yeah, it's just too many people were feeling ripped off, even though they had been told this is that there's only one bag and the rest of it's going to be keychains or wallets. Also, there were some people who were being even more that I mean, that was technically at the time following the rules. And then there were other people who were saying, oh, you're supposed to get like a Loungefly wallet, but then they just got some junky wallet, or they just got a keychain instead. So now it all has to be the same type of thing. So for my Blue Mountain pottery, I wanted to do a Blue Mountain pottery wheel. I thought that would be fun. Put like half of them animals and half of them vases. But then I thought, wait, no, because even though it's all Blue Mountain pottery, it's all vintage decor, it's all from the same company, some people are going to highly value animals more than vases, or vice versa. So I better ask. So I asked, and one thing that I have to say, message support and ask them. If in doubt, it is better for you to ask than to try and explain later why, and ask for forgiveness and ask them to give you back your ability to sell, right? Because if you do something that's against terms of service, yeah, and you cannot say the values anymore, yes, ask for permission instead of forgiveness, yes, because the forgiveness is going to be they've already locked down your account, and now you're begging. It's not even asking for forgiveness, it's begging for forgiveness. I would rather check it. I check with them. So I asked, and they said, no, it really does need to be all the same sort of thing. So all vases, all planters. I would have to, so I decided not to do Blue Mountain pottery wheel. I was like, that's even more work. Hey, Canadian Club, how are you? You have a Harvest Gold Phoenix? Ooh, that sounds awesome. I love Harvest Gold. One sterling ring and 99 plastic rings. Your next show. Yeah. 3 out of 10. I guess that's better than zero, right? Hello. You randomly got it from a coworker. Shut the front door. That's good in your world. Oh, sending you love. Okay. So surprise sets are a lot of fun, and they're a really great way to engage with your audience, but make sure that you're following the rules and don't try and bend them, because it just takes one person to report you and your account will be shut down. I've seen like sellers that do like that are really big and are doing like normal seller chats saying like I can't do my seller chat tomorrow because I didn't follow the rules completely for the surprise sets, so I'm in trouble for a few days. I don't have selling privileges for a few days. Can Canadians apply to get our tax back? You can, if the purchase you if blah, you have to go to help.whatnot.com and look up Canadian sales tax. There is some information there, but basically you can write it off if you have an HST number. You can write it off there, for any HST that you've spent, and depending on your province or territory. And if you are a band cancel member, then there's another way to go about it with Whatnot. But go to help.whatnot.com for that one. Okay, so sorry, I'm trying to catch up. I do surprise. I want everyone to be pleased because you are my customers. Yes, exactly. You don't want anyone to be disappointed. So there you go. When you're setting up your shows and it's asking you for your primary selling format, if you select auction, that's going to be auction style for the majority of items. It doesn't mean that you can't have stuff in your other parts of your, like, you can have tons of stuff in your buy it now. In fact, there could be more stuff in your buy it now than there is in your auction, but mostly what you're doing in that show is you're running things by auction. Then that's what you want to select. And buy it now is primarily you're going to be selling from the buy it now. Now, with the buy it now, you can run a flash sale or you can run an auction. You can do all kinds of different ways, and I'll show you that in a second. All right. So, hi Kylie. Long time no see. Afternoon Tico is in the house. Okay. So, shows. So, for example, I want to show you in my show right now today. Hello, Snow Daughter. Today, my show is a buy it now show. And I've got a whole bunch of things in my buy it now. And some of the things already have flash sales set up. So let's see what I have that I want to flash sale. I'm in a mood. What do I want to flash sale? Chickens. All right. So I'm looking at the chickens, and I you can figure out how to get my items to auction from my inventory. Your son figured it out. you you had the best tech support ever. So I can run as can you see down below there? I have run as auction or run as a flash sale. So what I'm going to do, so you could do it yourself. So I'm just going to do, like, let me just show you. So say I have this in my buy it now, right? And I'm going to pin it. And then I'm going to put on those three little dots. I'm going to tap on those three little dots for the tiny chicken. And I'm going to hit start auction. Start auction. And then I'm going to say $2 for 15 seconds. And then I'm going to start the auction. Thank you, Millicent. There we go. And now the tiny chickens are running as an auction. Now, as soon as they finish that, I'll show you how to run the tiny chickens as a flash sale. So you can also do a flash sale. And Kylie actually, Afternoon Antico, was actually showing off how to do this. You were showing off how to do this in your show. It was hilarious. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's doing what? Oh wait, there we go. Yes, Afternoon Antico was just doing it in her show where she was doing flash sales. She was doing auction style, but she was also doing flash sales, and she was pulling stuff from her buy it now and pinning it and encouraging people to buy from her buy it now, which is the perfect thing to do. There we go. Badoo, badoo. Okay. So, now let's go find those chickens again. Chickens, where are you, my little chickens? I have to find the chickens. Where did you go? There they are. Okay, the chickens are pinned. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to run them as a flash sale. So I tap on those three little dots. I don't have to actually pin this in order to do this. I'm just pinning it so you can see what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to go down here to run as flash sale. And then it's going to ask me for a percentage off, unless I've already set this up. A percentage off, I'm going to say 25%, and I want it to be for 30 seconds. And there we go. It's running now. And Kylie says, honestly, I do that so I don't get bored with my own show. I'll run an auction, all auction items once, switch to flash sales, highlight the buy it now, and then run back again. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it's a great way to like break up your show so that as new people come in, you can say hi to them and then you can rerun all of your stuff. It's brilliant, Kylie. It's brilliant. So there's the flash sale. Okay. So that's just one way to do things. So there are so many ways to Whatnot that I started to try and like make a list of all the different ways that people do Whatnot. And the reality is that with the combinations now of auction, and with auctions, you can start your own price. And we're going to talk about pricing strategies in a second, but you can start your price at whatever you want and the time that you want to set. So, for example, I could do an auction for that lasts for 3 minutes. And I could talk for 3 minutes while the auction runs. Personally, for me, 15 to 10 seconds is as comfortable as I feel for most of my auctions unless I'm selling books. And then I like to have fun by trying to read. I give myself 30 seconds. I run the auction for 30 seconds and I try to read as much as I can from the back blurb of the book or part of the book inside before before time runs out. That's kind of my thing. So it's just like that's where I make it a little bit fun for myself. What I would say is that there is the option to run an auction for only 2 or 3 seconds, and or 3 seconds and 5 seconds, I think it is. So let me just show you. Let's find something to auction off. Shall we auction off the strike? If when it finally pulls up, it's taking its sweet time tonight. Come on. It doesn't want to pull up for me. Look at that. And now we glitch. When Kim's trying to teach, we glitch. All right, I'm going to do it on here. Hang on. Let's see if I can do it on here instead. So, auction. All right. So, if I start the auction, I can't show you then that way. Duh. What am I doing? Hang on. Tap. There we go. Okay. So, if I'm going to start, we're going to pretend that I'm running this. So, I got to hit start. And then it gives me the option. I can lower my price, and I'm going to talk about reverse auctions in a second. So I want to do it for 10 seconds. The other thing is you have all these choices. So please note, you can go down as low as 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 5 seconds. Personally, I don't recommend 5, 3, or 2 seconds, only because a lot of people, if they don't have really good internet signal, or sometimes Android has a little bit of a lag. And so by the time you've run it, by the time they realize that you've hit run, it's too late for them to actually get in on the auction. So they've lost out. So I like to go no less than 10 seconds. But again, with Whatnot, the cool thing is take what you like and leave the rest. You can ignore every single thing I say. Although, if you do, why are you here? But, anyways, you're here for the fun. You're here for the friends. So, you could do it for as long as what's the most? You can go up to 5 minutes. Dear Lord above, if I ever do 5 minutes. So, 10 seconds is my comfort zone, 10 to 15 seconds. And then you can also adjust your counter time. So you can be as low as 5 seconds. Now, what's counter time? So if you're not sudden death, if you're just running a regular auction, then when someone bids, extra time is added every time there's a bid. So if you're doing 10-second auctions and every time someone bids, it adds another 10 seconds on, that can make for a really long auction. So I recommend that my sweet spot for me personally is 7 seconds. Other people like to go down to 5 seconds. The reason why that auctions, if you go to a live auction anywhere, and if you go to most online auctions, they have that extra time gets added every time somebody bids. Like if you go to highbid.com, they do that. It is because it gives the buyer a chance to quickly think things through and then make another bid. And the faster you make it run for, the more likely sometimes people are going to miss out on bidding up again, but if you have a fast-paced auction, it often does encourage more bidding because people don't want to miss out. The fear of missing out is something that we all have, as much as we try to ignore it. And the auction system, the reason why the auction system has been around since forever, is because it works. The fear of missing out has been working since like forever. Millicent says the way I will bid against myself. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I mean, sometimes I bid up because I feel like they're asking for too little and I feel guilty if I just got it for $1 or $2. Um, but I can't always do that, but I try to. Okay, so we're gonna run the strike, which by the way, there is not currently a Canada Post strike on right now. It's all good. There's no Canada Post strike on right now. It's all systems go. They're refusing overtime right now. Will that change tomorrow? I don't know. I hope not. Okay, so anyway, so that's running a quick auction. The other way that you can run an auction is with sudden death, and it does have a little death symbol. Now, this is great when you already have a audience that understands the custom bidding, because I'm going to run this for a little bit longer just so you can see the custom bidding. I don't want anyone to actually bid on this, but as you can see down below on your left hand side of the screen, it says custom bid. Now, if you're in a sudden death show, you want to learn how to use custom bid to put in your custom amount and hit save, and then the system will automatically keep bidding up for you, because otherwise some people will accidentally bid way too high because they just start swiping and they're not actually seeing that the number has jumped up quite a lot because there's like 10 other people that are swiping at the same time, and sometimes people will bid like $1,000 on something that they didn't really want to spend that much money on. So sudden death is great if you have an audience that understands sudden death. So if you're in a category where sudden death is used a lot, you have a more trained audience that understands sudden death. If you're trying it for the first time, make sure that you're doing it for a longer period of time. Hello, Thrifty Gypsy. A longer period of time than 10, like 15 seconds would be the minimum I would do if your audience is not trained for and understands um, uh, sudden death and how it works and how to use custom bid. Sagebrush says, yes, I did that first show I was in, spent way too much on an item. Yeah, because you accidentally, yeah, always custom bid on sudden death so you don't get surprised, says Timberwolf. So sudden death is really great. It moves your show along really fast. But if you're not planning on doing a rapid fire show anyways, where it's going to be one thing after another, where it's like, all right, now and go. And now the next, if you're doing cards like TCG, a lot of TCG do this because it's just one pack after another, right? So it's like they run a pack, sudden death, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, somebody wins, they open the pack, they rip it, they show it off, they go bam, ah, there's something shiny. That's how I would say it if I was to open up a pack. It's shiny. Bam. And then they go, okay, next pack, right? Thanks so much for that. Great get, or gee, sorry, your pack sucked. And then they move on to the next one and they just do sudden death because they wanted to move faster. But you need a wolf howl. You do. Oh my gosh, a wolf howl would be awesome. Yes, I have a booklet about wolf howling in Algonquin Park, if that helps at all. It's in my booth. I can bring it here. I can teach you based on the book. Um, so sudden death is a great tool, but if you go into other shows in your category and other people aren't doing sudden death, make sure you really consider how to make it the best sudden death show you can, because you're going to have to teach people how to do custom bids, how to use sudden death properly so that they don't A, overbid, or B, miss out completely because they didn't realize that they had to keep bidding right away. So a lot of people, like if you go into a vintage decor show, there's not a lot of sudden death in there. And if they hear sudden death, that doesn't sound very good to a lot of them that are a little bit older who might be shopping. They don't want to hear sudden death. That was a joke. Okay, so you've got lots of options when it comes to whatnotting your auction shows. And then you have options if you're doing buy it now. You have options like um, you can go in and you can just pin the item. So you can just say, okay, I have this sticker. I'm going to pretend this is the sticker. I have the sticker. Look at the sticker. Isn't the sticker cute? I've got these stickers. They're in the buy it now. You can purchase one of them. They're a really fun gift to give. Stocking stuffer. I don't know, whatever. Give it to your grandma. Or you can say, all right, I'm going to run this as a flash sale now. Running the flash sale for 30 seconds. This is available, limited time offer. Timberwolf says, when it's 2, 3, and 5 seconds sudden death, be aware how many people are in the stream. If there's 200 people, expect it to jump to at least 50 to 100. Yeah, like how much money it quickly jumps up. And I've been in a sudden death show where like I accidentally swiped and it went way high, and I was like, please, Lord, someone bid against me, and someone did, and I was lucky. But I did beg for someone. Okay, and then of course that's flash sale. And flash sale, you can run flash sale for 30 seconds or you can run flash sale for 30 minutes. And if you run flash sale for 30 minutes, you can run multiple flash sales. So let's actually do that. Let's run this as a flash sale. Now, if you run something as a flash sale, while it's running as a flash sale, you cannot run it as an auction too, even if you have 100 of the same item. So we're going to run this one as a flash sale for 30 minutes. And then I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to pin this. And we're going to run that. Just based off one person each swipes. Yeah, isn't that amazing? How quickly it can go. And then I'm going to run this one as a flash sale, but I'm only going to do this one for 30 seconds. So 30 seconds on the blinking eye charm. So the other flash sale that I'm running for 30 minutes is still in my buy it now. It's still there running. If somebody looks, it should be at the top of their page. It should show that. So it should show that. Can you run flash sales from phone and laptop? Yes, you can run flash sales now from Android, iPhone, and your laptop. It's now available on all of your options, which is great because when they first brought it out, it was Android just wasn't available for Android. It was only on the laptop. Then they brought it to iPhone, and now they've brought it. Yeah, so you just go into the item. So let's do another one. What are we going to do? Let's do these because there's some. So we're going to do these and I'm going to run flash sale on those. Run its flash sale for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So yeah, you just go in, I pin it. I don't have to pin it. Yes, and you can run auctions while flash sailing. So yeah, so let's take Mondale. Let's pretend I've got Mondale in my hand. Go to Mondale. Who was his running mate? Oh, the first woman to run for vice president. So we're gonna auction off Mondale for $4. There we go. Mondale's running now. So Mondale's running. I'm running an auction. I've got flash sales going on at the same time. You can have a ton of things going on in one show. So I originally wanted to call this show 50 Shades of Whatnot. And that's because there are just so many ways, but even 50 isn't enough. But I was worried that when people saw that, they might come in and think this was a different kind of show. So I didn't do that. But there are so many different ways to Whatnot that I can't even count the different ways that there are. So you could just do flash sales. You could do an entire show that all is flash sales. You could do an entire show where all you do is just show stuff from your buy it now, and when somebody purchases it, then it's gone. The only thing I caution, so for those of you who set up your show in your buy it now, when you intend on running an auction, is that again, if you want to get, thank you 5 acres, you're so sweet. Everyone follow 5 acre primitives. Thank you for the tip. If you oh, I should run another giveaway. That reminds me. Thank you for the reminder to do a giveaway. All right, running another pennant. This is another Whatnot pennant. They look like this. This is number 2 of 3. So there's only 2 left. So get in on that giveaway. It's free. It's freaking free. Alyssa won last time. What was I talking about? Oh, fart. Buy now, auction. Oh, so you could run an auction. You could run a buy it now. You could run it as buy it now and just put everything in buy it now. Right. So if you set up everything in your buy it now, but you really want to run everything as auction, and your price, say you put your price as, can you run and pick it up? I have, it's right over there. So It's being dropped off tomorrow morning before I get right after I finish this show. Tomorrow morning's show, I'll be dropping it off. So you can run and pick it up if you think you can make it in time. So the what were we talking about again? See, you guys are good at getting me distracted. Right. So if you put everything in your buy it now and you put everything at the make sure you put everything at the buy it now price. Okay. So think of it like if you're setting up on eBay. You want to, I know you want to run it as an auction from your buy it now, but leave it at, so say it's, you normally would get, if you had sold it on another platform, you'd get $20 for something, right? Um, so you get something 20, if you're going to get $20 for it on another platform as a static listing, put it in your buy it now at $20 or $15. And then when you want to run it as auction, you're going to say, I'm going to start everything in my auction at $5. So when you run it as auction, I just go in. So for example, let's go back to this Mondale piece. Or something else. Let's do this. Okay. So this is $10. So if somebody bought this right now because it's pinned, and great, it's pinned, right? Somebody could buy it right this second. But I'm going to run it as auction. So I'm going to run it for less than that. So I'm going to run it for only $5 instead of $10. And if someone wants to buy it, feel free. So I'm going to run that. I'm going to run it for 15 seconds. I'm going to do my 7 seconds because that's my personal sweet spot. And now I'm going to start that auction. So if it doesn't sell, it's still available in my buy it now for $10. However, if I put it at the $5, so if I intended to run everything for $5, when I ran it as auction, but I pinned it, somebody could buy it. Hey, Blasian Bunny, somebody could buy it before I've had a chance to auction it. Before I've even had a chance to auction it, it could be bought for that $5. So I haven't had a chance to get anybody to bid against each other and bring it up. It could go, actually, if you run it as auction, sometimes people get all excited about it and start fighting over it. And next thing you know, it's sold for way more than the $10 that I asked for. Maybe not this particular thing, but other things can. Terry asks, can you run auctions and flash sales at the same time? Yes. So right now I still have a flash sale going on in my buy it now. For something is running. The chickens, I think the chickens or something are running as a flash sale, but I can still out of my buy it now or out of the auction, I can run auctions at the same time as the flash sales are happening. So everything can kind of happen all at once. So right now, yeah, it's a really fun way to kind of just engage and get people to also, you can say, here's something that I'm running for flash sale. I'm going to run that for 15 minutes or 10 minutes or half an hour. And here's a few more things I'm going to run. And like Afternoon Antique Co., what she did was she ran some things as flash sales while she took a break in between her auction sets. So auction, do some buy it now and flash sales, go back to auction. That's another option. You can do some flash sales, start running some auctions, do some more flash sales, start running some auctions. Thank you, Moon and Stars. So everyone feel free to share your shows while I'm chatting. There is 20 seconds left in the giveaway. It's for the Whatnot pennant. This is Whatnot pennant number 2. And then in a few more minutes after this, I will run the next giveaway. We are talking about all the many ways that you can Whatnot. So I think the key takeaway from section 1 of this discussion, yes, there's a lot of sections, sorry, is decide what works for you and make adjustments whenever you want to. And Mid-Mod Minnesota, that's coming to you. Congratulations. Yay. Awesome. Moon and Stars Merch asks, what's a good time to run a show? So what's the best time for you? That, in my opinion, that's the best time to run a show. If you are at your best and at your most energetic and there's no distractions around you and you can focus and you'll be ready and you'll have yourself set up and you won't be in a big rush to set up before your show and you'll be able to just have the show you want to have. and afterwards feel like you can still do your shipping and get that done in the right amount of time, then that's the perfect time of the week or the day for you. Um, you can look at Whatnot statistics, and they've changed over the years, but like there's ebbs and flows, just like with anything. The evening time is really heavy because that's when by the time you get to um, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, um, that's when things start and they go until way past then, right? So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So all the people in California are just getting off work. So they come on. So then 8 p.m. becomes even busier because you've got all the East Coast people are off work and are home and are watching on their phone. And then you got all the rest. But some people do really well in the middle of the night. Some people do extremely well first thing in the morning. And I think it's all based on your energy level. If your energy is for that time, you will find your people will find you. Like D Archivist has the Insomniacs Club. She has people who love hanging out with her in the middle of the night and into the wee hours of the morning, and they stick with her because they know that's D's time. um and there are other people who do really well in the evenings. The one thing that I will note is a new seller. My only caution about saying I'm going to go in the evenings because that's when more people are on is that it also more sellers are on at that time. So may more buyers may be on, but more sellers are on too. So you that's one of your challenges. And look at that. Buy Now Shop 59 is doing a jewelry show with on Thursday and won't be selling any jewelry made in China and Hong Kong. So US buyers, you are safe. Um, so that's my recommendation for that is you can find you, one of the many ways to Whatnot is picking the time that works best for you. So really and truly, if 8 p.m. is the only time that works for you, even if it's filled with people in your big sellers in your category, then do that time because guess what? People don't stay in big seller shows for as long as you think they do. People come in and out of big seller shows, and there are a lot of people who don't want to be part of a big crowd. They want the smaller shows. In fact, there's a lot of really successful sellers who are making really good money on Whatnot with small audiences. You do not have to have 100, 200, 300, 400 people in your room to make money. Yeah, a lot of people don't like going to those shows. So you're actually a benefit to a lot of people if you have a smaller show. So don't and the reality is all it takes is one person buying in your room. That's all you need is just one person buying to say I had a successful selling show. Um, yeah, exactly. Timberwolf says you're an outlet from the craziness because, like, some of those shows can get like insane, like really way too busy. War Martin says Corey does well. Yeah, Corey, who does stamp pickers, really does well. And but he has a good audience. He has a good audience. You don't need to have um you don't need to have 100 people in the room. And here's the one thing on Whatnot is there are a lot of people come onto Whatnot and they see these big sellers and they say, I don't have that many people in my room. I don't have that many followers. They're selling all this stuff. Why am I not selling all this stuff? Comparison is the thief of joy, y'all. Find your vibe, find your tribe. Yeah, 15 to 20 people. You just need to find what works best for you and just stick with it. And Alyssa Swoon says, I love the people I've met in small shows and in my small shows. Yeah. I, I think when I get a big raid, I do get a little panicky. I keep going as much as I can, but I get a little panicky because I'm like, holy poop, what am I supposed to do with all these humans in my room? I'm not used to this. Okay. So um, that's the first part of that's segment one. That's right, segment one. So we talked about auction style. We didn't talk about reverse auction. Dang it, damn it, Janet, I forgot to talk about reverse auction. So, one of the styles, if you've ever gone to, how many of you have gone to a live auction, an in-person auction with someone going, hey, I'm the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 12. I got 11 now, 12. Anyone gone to one of those? So, yeah, okay. So, when they start doing a sale, do they start at $1 and work their way up? 99.9% of professional auctioneers don't start at $1 and work their way up. They'll say, oh God, I need an example. I will use this from Pac-Man Girl. I got this gorgeous figurine, a rare figurine. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she just darling? I don't know why I'm doing with that accent because I'm probably going to be doing, it's because of the Kentucky training. Okay, so I got this lovely thing. Who's going to start me off at $50? And someone says, the room goes silent. All right, how about 40? Now 20. Now 10. 5 and go. And in some auctions, you have to like wait for them to get down. 5 and then 6 and 6 and 7, 7 now 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, going 9 and 10, now 11. And you have to go all the way back up again. And it used to drive me nuts as an auction buyer to be in those because I knew we're just going to go back up again. Why are you making this poor auctioneer count down and then count back up again? But I digress. Reverse auction system. The reason why auctioneers still do this, even though they know darn well it's going to go back, like if they ask $20 for it and then drop it down to 5, it's going to go back up to $20 because that's what it's really worth. And that's what the people in the audience are probably going to pay. But we have to play this little dance. Now, you don't want to have to do that entire dance with Whatnot, but here's what you can do. So say you have something. Let me pick something. All right, pin. All right, folks, the next thing up we have is this handmade by me, upcycled vintage plate. It is starting at $14. Who will start me off at $14? All right, I don't have any bids at $14, so we're going to start it at 10. $10 starting now. $10 for this beautiful plate, handmade by me. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, you won't find anything better anywhere in the planet than this lovely thing. All right, no worries. All right, how about now? We're going to go and start this off at, and you can go down. So we had it at 14. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run it for, we had it at 10, so let's do 8. So you can actually go down. So you could run it for, you could say, I'm going to pin it in the buy it now. I pin it and it's at this amount, and then you can drop it and you can say, all right, you know what, just today, just because I like the looks of you guys, I like how you're looking today, I like how you look, I'm gonna drop this down. And you know what, I understand you're a little bit hesitant, no worries, I'm gonna drop it down again. And then you can move on. I mean, don't keep dropping it down until you get to $1. For the love of all things holy, don't do that. And do not use the reverse auction too often, because then people, yeah, I like the cut of your jib. There's $10 off. Don't do it too often, because then people start to expect it and they'll wait for you to drop the price. Right? So don't overuse reverse auction, but every once in a while you can use reverse auction to say, I'm going to start this at $30, but you know what? Today I'm going to start it for only 20 for you guys. All right, nobody, it didn't sell at $20. That's okay. How about we try 15? We're going to go down to 15. See if anyone's interested in 15. No takers at 15, no worries. Let's move on to the next thing. Or someone goes 15, yes, and then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 28, and it just goes up. That's the beauty of reverse auction. So again, you can use that as a strategy, but don't use it too often. There you go. There's your public service announcement from Kim for that section. All right. Next, we're going to talk about pricing strategies. Are you all ready for pricing strategies? So here's the thing about pricing. Again, a lot of new sellers come on to Whatnot and they think I need to run everything at $1 or $2. because I see the big sellers doing it, and the big sellers they have thousands of followers and they've sold all this stuff and they're a premier shop and they're making all this money, and they start everything at $1 and it goes for like $200, and so that's what I want. So I'm going to start everything at $1. The thing is that to get there, they had to do a lot of work. And if you cannot afford for everything to go for $1, because please know that every time you sell a single item on Whatnot, you are going to be charged your commission and payment processing fee plus a 30-cent payment processing fee per item. So even before commissions and payment processing fee, that 30 cents takes you down to 70 cents for your $1 item. And is that how much did it cost you to buy that item? Now, how much is it going to cost you in time and packing materials to pack that item up and ship it to the person? Now, can you afford to do that night after night after night for many months? Can you afford to do that? If the answer is yes, then go for it. If the answer is no, then price your items at what is reasonable for you to make some sort of profit, or at bare minimum break even. Yeah, Farm Girl Scavenger Noel says you are paying people to buy your items. Yeah, it's going to cost you money to actually ship it out to them. So you might as well have just done a giveaway. And that's the other thing too. Giveaways. Should you run giveaways throughout your show? It depends on what category you're in and the expectations of your buyer group. But if you cannot afford giveaways, especially if you're a Canadian seller, American sellers have this beautiful thing called, I don't know why I just said beautiful thing like I was the freaking president. They have this wonderful thing that is plain white envelope, first class letter mail. They have that option with Whatnot, where it's only going to cost them like 73 cents or 93 cents to ship out something that's lightweight and skinny and flexible. So they can ship out cards, they can ship out stickers, they can ship out some gift cards, they can ship out that kind of stuff for only like 73 cents or 93 cents. When we in Canada do a giveaway, the bare minimum is usually going to be around $10, maybe a little bit less if depending on where somebody lives. But I've shipped stickers in a giveaway for like $14. It was insanity. I won't do it. I do giveaways during these shows because they're sponsored. But if you're in the States, then do giveaways if you want to do sticker giveaways and that sort of thing. It's always priority mail for Gomers. It's because you need to set up your plain white envelope shipping. So you have to go to help.whatnot.com and put in PWE in the search, and it'll tell you step by step how to set up your plain white envelope shipping. It means that you haven't set up your plain white envelope shipping you have to have it in the right category, and there's all kinds of things, but it's best for you just to read it and just follow along in the instructions. Alyssa said, I had a friend who sells on here getting complaints his giveaways were only stickers when he sells high dollar toys. No one read the show notes. I plan on setting up a show by listing each individual item. If I sell that item, does it instantly get removed from my auction list? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We need a tutorial on setting up shipping. I'm so scared. That's why I haven't done it yet. Sage, where are you? Where are you located? And I'll tell you who to go to. It is not absolutely necessary to do giveaways as a new seller. Heart Hummy, that's my personal opinion. It is not necessary to do giveaways. People who come into your shows, if you're giving them great deals, they're already getting a giveaway. You can always say too that you'll throw something into everybody's box, a little something. Like you could just throw stickers in. Cole's new to you says I don't do giveaways. East Ender Resale says all my buyers will get a lightweight gift in their purchases. Yeah. So Sagebrush, let me just look. View profile. Let me see. Shop. US. Okay. So what I want you to do, Sagebrush, is I want you to follow D Archivist, The Hodgepodge Place, and Discount Hustlers. Discount Hustlers does a great tutorials, and Draz. There's actually a lot of people who do great shows, but my go-to for Americans is Draz, Discount Hustlers, D, my friend D, Christine, aka the Hodgepodge Place. And the Hodgepodge Place and D Archivist have really great YouTube channels that are the same name for US shipping. So those would be my recommendations. As a Canadian, I can't show you much. What I can show you isn't what you need to know. But yeah, my number one recommendation is if you're not selling all things that can fit into a flat rate box, then just turn off flat rate. Don't use flat rate. Crafty says a lot of sellers have started giving away coupon codes as giveaways so they don't risk a bad review. So just like doing a coupon code for everybody. I think personally, I think coupons are the bomb.com. They, in order to use the coupon, they have to buy from you. So it's like an instant buyer. And it's the reason why, look, if coupons didn't work out in the real world, that they wouldn't still be in our like newspapers and magazines and in those stupid flyers we get in the mail where you have to cut them out, and all those like envelopes that are full of coupons, and they won't, when you go into the grocery store, they don't have like coupons hanging up on a big bulletin board, especially in the States. Y'all got the best like coupon bulletin boards. I love it. So thank you, Farm Girl. Yes, Living Bliss Vintage also does sellers shipping chats as well. Thank you, everybody, for helping out there. All right, I'm trying to catch up. Bev Tay says, I used to set up those coupon boards in grocery stores. It was great. I had a house full of coupons. You were like the coupon queen. The coupon queen. So let's continue to talk pricing strategies. So low auction starts are great if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, put it at the price that you are most comfortable with. You don't, and again, with buy it, if you want to just do a buy it now show, you don't even have to do low starts. You can just do, here's the price. Do you want to buy it or not? Here's where it's at. Could you imagine if we went into like a retail, like if you went into the mall and you walked into a store and you're like, I'll give you $1. No, I'll give you $2. Like, could you imagine just going into a store and saying, I know what that says, but I want you to give me a discount for everything that's in your store. So, thank you, Millicent. You were awesome. Everyone follow Millicent. So the other thing is low start auctions are great, but if you Corey says your click on rate to your site if you have coupons or giveaways. Yeah. So if you have coupons or giveaways and when you market your show out into the world, you can be a sticker in the mud. You can be a sticker in the mud for sure. Yeah, people will come into your shows if they have a coupon that they can use. So when you're advertising your shows, when you're sharing your shows out onto your social media, use a coupon code. And how do you set up coupon codes? Go to seller.whatnot.com. That is your seller hub on a laptop or any sort of computer, or a tablet. You can use that. Any browser, seller.whatnot.com. And then you want to go to the side, and along the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to have a menu bar, and you want to go to marketing and promotion. And then you can just set up a coupon. Step by step, it'll walk you through it how to set up coupons. If you're a newer seller and you don't have Rewards Club yet, like I do, you don't get Rewards Club until you've met certain criteria. So you can use coupons to encourage people to buy. And even if you do have Rewards Club and you want to encourage people to buy before they get so that they have a first coupon, just do a new buyer coupon. Do a simple new buyer coupon. It only works once per person, so they can only use it once. It's only for the very first time that they ever purchase from you, and it can convert them from being a watcher to a seller very quickly. A Farm Girl Scavenger says, I feel along with many others that giveaways are not necessary. I also feel that giving your items away just to get a sale will hurt you. I think so. In the long run, you're setting an expectation, right? If you if you don't want to sustain your selling items for very low prices, below your margins, below your cost, you can't sustain that. There's only so long that you can sustain that for. And there'll be people who come into your shows with an expectation that that's the price that they're going to get every time. It's going to be super low prices. I know I've got that reputation. I'm okay with that because I have, like, I buy low and then I sell a little bit higher than my low. But would you set a time frame on a coupon code you're giving away? Yeah, you can do a couple of things. Yeah. So I really think that coupons are the way to go. And Farm Girl Scavenger says, I've been selling 20 plus years and I'm very successful. I can't pass away items for low dollars knowing what they're worth. This is my income. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a matter of so it's a business decision that everyone has to make. You decide how you want to run your Whatnot business. And if you want to do low starts and you want to take that risk, fine, but just know that you are setting up for an expectation. So Buy Now Shop 59 asks if there's a time frame for a coupon code, like an expiration date. So if you set up you can set up coupon codes so that they're only usable in the the show that you select or the shows that you select. So you could select to do it for the next 10 shows. This coupon code is going to be available. Personally, I set up a coupon code and I leave it up for forever. You can just basically all future shows it's available in. If you're doing like a new buyer coupon code, then just have it set one up and leave it so it's available in all your future shows. And then you can always just have it in your show notes. New buyers use this code, and then you do / coupon and then the code, and that'll make it into a clickable thing. Hey, Discount Hustlers, everyone follow Discount Hustlers, who is an amazing seller on Whatnot and explains US shipping in a way that is amazing. So there's, I mean, everyone has opinions about giveaways. My personal opinion is, in the categories that I'm in, giveaways aren't necessary. But again, also, if you start doing giveaways, there's an expectation that your buyers will have that you will always have giveaways in your shows. And there's also buyers giveaways, which is a whole other wackadoodle thing where a lot of people get really upset because legally it has to be that there's no purchase necessary. And so someone who fills in a form, if they do it fast enough, they can fill in the form, and then um there, bam, they've won. And they didn't buy, but they just won the buyer's giveaway. And then the sellers get mad because they exercised their legal right to enter the giveaway, as if somehow, yeah, I get it. I would never enter a giveaway. Yeah, so it is the leak, and it actually says when you're setting, it now says it because so many sellers got angry at Whatnot because buyers were filling in the form. It actually says it when you go to set up your giveaway. It says to you, it's a big long blurb. It takes up so much space on the phone. It's a big long blurb that says to you, this is how buyers giveaways work, and people are legally entitled to be able to fill in a form. And if you're in a show and someone's doing a buyer's giveaway, you'll see that there'll be, if you click for more information, it will show you a little link. So here's the thing. If you think that the item you think that the only way people are going to buy in your show is because they're going to possibly win an item from you, right? Then run your giveaway really fast. Run your giveaway really, really fast. But otherwise, someone else could win, and it is legally you must ship them the thing that they won. You can't send them a pile of poo or a bunch of stickers or your junk mail or your kids' art from school, from kindergarten. You can't do that. And Blue Golf asks, what do I think of Givey Goblins? I think that if it's, I mean, I don't really like the ones that are like basically they're scraping in order to find giveaways. But hey, you know what? I've actually become friends with a couple of the Canadian ones because I got to know them coming into my shows, and I knew what they were there for, and I just started talking to them. And then they actually like bought from me later on because I treated them like humans too, as well as people who like to win giveaways. So yeah, some people feel that way. Some people feel giveaways tender. I just think, you know what? That's one of the reasons why I don't run giveaways, because then I don't have to worry that the person who won is a givey goblin. Speaking of which, paging all goblins. We're gonna run the last Whatnot swag giveaway of the night. That's for this is the last Whatnot pennant. That's the last one that I have. So get on the giveaway. We got 5 minutes. There'll be maybe a goblin will win, but I'm okay with that. So let's go back to pricing strategy. So you can have um, low starts. You could also consider, so if you were at a fine art auction or a fine antique auction, they would have um, a reserve price on things. So this is the minimum that we are willing to let this item go for. Start thinking of your pricing strategy that way. What is your reserve price? What Don't start everything at $2 if real the reality is that if you don't get $10 for your pride mug, you're going to be out of pocket. Then you need to put your reserve price at $10, right? Don't put it at 8, don't put it at 5, don't put it at 2. If $10 is what you need to get, then $10 is what you're going to have to put it at. You would like that pennant. It's a pretty cool pennant, isn't it? That is so important, is if that's what you need to get and you can't afford for it to go any lower than that, or if you're like a small business owner or you're doing this as a hobby and these pieces mean something to you, selling it for next to nothing is actually going to hurt your little soul. I'm telling you, not your little soul, your big soul, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt right in here. It's going to hurt. And don't do that. Don't have any regrets. The last thing I want you to do is feel resentful again about yourself because you did this, you set up this price and now it's sold for this. Don't be resentful for the person who bought it, because it's not their fault you offered it for so cheap, and it's certainly not this platform's fault. So make sure that you're being very careful about your pricing strategies. It's like, and again, comparison is the thief of joy. I don't care if Who Flung Poo trading cards is doing it at $1 starts. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. Do you need to get $2 or $5 for those trading cards? Then sell them at that price. Don't do it at $1 just because Bobby Jones's Barbie dolls is doing it at that price. Stop trying to be somebody else. So yeah, as Farm Girl Scavenger says, be true to you, know your worth. And if you're in the handmade category or the art category, for love of all things holy, if that is your art is not a discount, do not discount your art, because you discount everyone else's art when you do that. Please don't discount your art. Don't discount your value. What you make has incredible value and took you time and energy and money, and that you do not want to sell yourself short. Literally, you're selling yourself. You're saying that I think that this is a clearance item product that I made. If you put it at clearance item prices, you are. Thank you so much, Terry, for the tip. I love you. Everyone follow my friend Terry, Buy Now Shop 59. She's amazing. So if you sell anything in the handmade or art category, please, please, please. I had somebody that I bought of the other day, and she put the price like super low. Like she put it at $1 for me to buy these things that she had made specially for me. And I was like, I want to buy this and I will buy this, but you're putting up your price or I'm not buying it. Like I will wait. I didn't say I'm not buying. I said I will wait until you put your price up before I'm going to buy something that you made. Because it's just, I don't want to devalue what they do. I don't want to devalue anyone. Okay, you got just less than a minute left to get in on the giveaway for the Whatnot pennant. This is the last one I have. This is it. Well, I mean, I have this. This one I'm going to keep. This one's mine. You'll get one that's still in the package. It's rolled up in the package. You're going to get a roll. And then I have one more giveaway to give away. And if anybody does actually want to sponsor a giveaway, they can sponsor to give a little black light. And yes, it is $15 because you're paying for 2 black lights plus the shipping to the other person too. So that's why it's that much. Okay, so Yeah, that's it for pricing strategies. I really don't have anything else for pricing strategies. Know your worth and make sure that you don't undersell yourself unless you can afford to. Again, there are people who can afford to spend tens of thousands of dollars to build their business on Whatnot. Farm Girl, thank you for making that purchase. I will start that giveaway. And who's going to win this one? Da, 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 Millicent! Oh my God, Millicent, congratulations! That's so awesome. That's the first time you've ever won a giveaway from me. Yay! All right, we're gonna do, thank you so much to, let me just edit this for a second. I just have to make a couple more of these just in case. Add, there we go. All right. We're going to run this giveaway. Thank you so much. Everyone, please follow the wonderful, the amazing. I'm going to find you here. Farm Girl. Announce at Farm Girl. Where are you? I can't type today. Farm Girl. There you are. Farm Girl Scavenge Noelle, thank you so much for sponsoring this giveaway. She's getting a black light and you're getting a black light too. Whoever wins that giveaway, you're getting a free black light. They're very cool. And if you don't know how to use a black light to go thrifting, you can go to my Instagram and learn all about it. So we're running that giveaway now, and let's see. Let's go back to my notes because this is a long show topic. Okay, so creative selling strategies. We've talked about a lot of these before, but I just want to go over them again. There's ways to keep your audience engaged and kind of stand out and add little sweeteners that are going to keep people going. And this is another part of the, like, what is the recipe of what you want to do when you're doing Whatnot. So if you'll notice in my auction, hang on. So I have my free resources down below for Whatnot sellers. The 2025 is for it's just because the year is 2025. So if you go down in here, I have a show planner, and I do have to update it by taking away bloops. I have bloops still on there, but there's a show planner, and it kind of asks you for all the little things that you want to do in your show. How many items would you want to do? Auction, buy it now? Do you want to do flash sales, etc.? It's almost like a recipe card for how you want to do your particular show. Okay, so think of it that way: is the many ways to Whatnot is what parts of what ingredients do you want to add to your Whatnot show to make your recipe really awesome. So that show planner will help you to make those kind of decisions and ask yourself those questions so you can decide on what works for you and try something. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean that's a failure. It's just you've learned that thing doesn't work, so you can try something else. And just remember too that just because something didn't work in one show doesn't mean that it's necessarily not going to work in another show. So maybe you did a bunch of flash sales in one show and nobody bought anything. Scroob, if you just go down to my free resources down below and just take a screenshot of the QR code. That QR code will take you to the free resources. There's like a whole link tree. Or also, if you go to my profile, I have written out the link to my Bitly page. And everyone get on this giveaway. It is for a black light from wonderful Farm Girls Scavenger Noelle. Thank you so much for sponsoring this giveaway. Everyone, please follow Farm Girl Scavenger Noelle. Yard Yeller, yes. Cockadoodle Doo, it will be on, it's on YouTube. We're casting to YouTube right now still. So creative selling strategies. Flash sales we've talked about, using your buy it now, doing reverse auction, using sudden death auctions. Here's another one. And this is something that actually has worked really well in the last little bit. If you're a newer seller and you're not too sure you're worried about going live and feeling alone, why not ask another seller that you know, that you've gotten to know in the community, ask them to co-host with you. And they just hang out. Today, Sam Knott did a show, and Canadian Chief just hung out. Canadian Chief was down below. Sam was up above. They were both chatting with each other. Every once in a while, Canadian Chief could say, "Hey, buddy, somebody wants to look at the flags. Can you bring up the flags?" It was like having a it was a partnership. It was Sam Knott's show, but you were not alone. So if you feel like that's maybe something you want to do, let people know. Everyone, please get on the giveaway. Last few seconds to get on the giveaway for the black light. Thanks to Farm Girl, Scavenge, Noelle. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, please follow. So co-hosting is great. Also, co-hosting, whenever you co-host with somebody, it automatically sends out a message to their followers to say, I love you, Farm Girl Scavenger Noelle. Thank you so much. Everyone follow her, please. Last few seconds to get in the giveaway. Let's see who's going to get the awesome gift from Farm Girl. 6 seconds. Last chance to get in the giveaway. 3, 2, 1. Who's going to win the black light? Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. I feel like this needs sound effects. No, no hubby cubby. I love it. No hubby cubby. Congratulations. You've won a black light. Thank you. And thank you again to Farm Girl, Scavenger, Noelle. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shay says, I started selling on Whatnot last week and I love it. That's awesome. So, co-hosting with another seller. Thrifting with ADHD and the Thrifty Fox Shop did it the other day where because one of the issues with co-hosting, it doesn't have co-selling nailed down yet. Co-selling doesn't work as well as one would hope yet. I'm sure that they've got it. It's on the list of things maybe to do at some point. I'm just plugging you in. But co-hosting and both of you trying to sell is challenging if you don't live right beside each other. If you don't live close to each other, you're not going to be able to coordinate all the labels and everything else because it's all going to go to the main host, the first person who opened up the show. That person, all the sales go to them. But what Thrifting with ADHD and the Thrifty Fox Shop did this month was Thrifty Fox Shop was the main host and ran items. And then Thrifting with ADHD would show, for example, I have one of Romeo's balls that he brought me. And Thrifting with ADHD would say, I have a whole bunch of these Border Collie balls that are safe for their teeth. I've got it right now. If you look in my buy it now in my profile, go to my profile, you'll be able to find it in my profile and you can buy that out of my marketplace. So basically what they were doing was directing people to go to the profile and buy out of the marketplace. Now that marketplace bundles items into one big box, if you buy all in one period of time from somebody, then now it makes more sense to do it that way. So you can always do co-hosting like that. The other thing is do teaching and demonstrating shows. Even if you're in something if you're in TCG, you can still do this. I don't see this. I've not seen a show, but I'm not living in TCG. But teach us about what you love. One of the things that one did auctions and one did buy now. Yeah, it was great. It worked really well. Teaching about the thing that you love. If you're really into stamps, teach people why you love stamps, teach people what to look for in stamps, teach people about the stuff that you're selling, and then sell it, but do teaching and demonstration shows. You're going to find that an educated buyer is a buyer willing to spend more money. So I started doing, some point last year, I started doing Canadian pottery shows that were just me teaching Canadian pottery, identifying different types of Canadian pottery, the history of different Canadian pottery companies. Now I kind of do it while I'm doing a show. I'll just pull up an item and say, this is where it's from and this is how it's made. And let me tell you something. Oh my gosh, Angie, thank you so much for buying the black light. Let's run another giveaway. Thank you so much, Angie. Da, 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 da. I didn't copy that. So import from inventory. Let me see if I can do this. Black light. Let's see if it'll let me edit. Nope. All right, we're going to do a new one. Oh, wait, no, active. I just saw it. Black light. There we go. Done. No, wait. That's not going to work. Please hold. Someone will be with you shortly. Temporary listing, other home and garden, giveaway, BL, shipping profile, 1 to 3. Please note, if you're going to do these kind of things, make sure that you got it already set up. There we go. Run giveaway. I joined a few days ago and you're awesome for sharing information. So welcome, Purple Cactus. I love your name. Your name is awesome. All right. And then after this, we are going to run a Team Goofy giveaway. Team Goofy has did a giveaway bought paid money for a giveaway a while ago, so we're going to run because I said I would do it in my busiest show for Team Goofy. So teaching and demonstration shows are a really amazing way to get yourself known out in a community and teach your buyers about why they should be spending the money that you want them to spend on an item. So I started doing them, and I've seen a lot of people do. If you're an artist or you're a handmade creator, why not do a demonstration? Kay Mind Your Ink in Canada does like all, throughout the week. She does really cool shows where she's just chatting while she does her work, and she makes these gorgeous pieces. And there's lots of like comic book artists who come on and they will talk while they're working, and they'll have stuff in their buy it now for you to buy. There's all kinds of different ways to Whatnot. So don't think I have to do auctions or I have to do buy it now. There are so many different things. Speaking of, there are only 17 pieces in my shop. Millicent, I'm clearly not listing as much as I should. Huh? I only have a few thousand pieces of Canadian pottery. It is an issue. It is an issue. But also doing themed shows. Have some fun. A lot of times people just do like they're just doing, hey, it's my Friday show. I'm gonna sell some clothes, right? There's BMP for every home. Exactly. There should be a BMP in every home. Blue Mountain Pottery, for those who don't know. Do like a totally 90s show or a fun karaoke show, a sing show where you like sing songs and then you find items to sell that are in those categories. Join raid trains. Raid trains are a great way to have some fun and sell at the same time. There's just, oh my gosh, I could go on for like days. I could go on for days about all the different ways that there are to Whatnot. Whatnot is a great platform with some amazing tools. I can't wait to see what their next tool is that they offer to us. Angie's This and That runs a raid train for family fashion. Angie's This and That, who's sorry, I forgot to tag you. So everyone, please follow Angie's This and That, who's sponsored this current Angie's. Oh wait, announce at Angie's This and That. Sorry, Angie, I got distracted by shiny things. Angie's This. Oh, there's a lot of Angie's on Whatnot. Purple Cactus, you unlocked egg. That means that you've suffered through 3 of my shows. It's all part of Rewards Club. So if you go up here, you can read all about Rewards Club. It's a whole nother ball game. And if you've come in late to this show, don't worry. You can go to my YouTube and rewatch all of this. So if you think you missed something and you want to rewatch again and listen to me natter on, you get a chance to all over again. The good news is on YouTube, you can like speed up my voice and have me talking like really fast, which is way more fun. I sound way better when I'm at like 2 times speed. Just saying. So everyone, please follow Angie's This and That. She's sponsoring this giveaway. You're going to get a black light. That's what BL means, is you're going to get a really cool black light. Thank you so much for sponsoring that. And then we're going to do one last, I'm going to just, you were lurking in Dee's show last night at 3 a.m. and the reward status outed you. And yeah, it's kind of, I think I don't know, there's no way to like, of dealing with that right now, is there? So I'm just going to, I'm going to delete this for tonight's show just so that we can run this. And then I'm going to run one last giveaway. So everyone, please follow Angie's This and That. She's an amazing Canadian seller. She doesn't get enough love for the amount of work that she does for Whatnot. She's always helping me out in my morning shows. She's just amazing. Make sure you're following also Millicent, my wonderful mod for tonight. I love you. You are the best. And yeah, 20 seconds to get in on this giveaway, sponsored by Angie's This and That. And if you sell family fashion, any age, any gender, she has a raid train every month, and it's amazing. EastEnder Resales is in her next raid train. Yeah, so make sure that you are following the wonderful Angie's This and That. Thank you, Millicent, for tagging her. Okay, who's gonna win? Who's gonna get the gift from Angie? Thrifty Dragonfly! Yay! Congratulations. And Terry's in her July train. That is awesome. Congratulations, Thrifty Dragonfly. Okay, one last giveaway. This giveaway is running now, and this is from, and me, I just said don't run giveaways, but this is a special thing. Team Goofy. Team Goofy. So Team Goofy bought a Blooped chat a while ago. And so I am doing a giveaway in their honor. It's for a really cute little chicken encouragement card that you can gift. It won't be signed by me or anything. It'll be available for you to use to gift to somebody else. All right, so that's where I'm at the end of my official segment, my official blurb about how to whatnot. Again, just to reiterate, there are a cajillion different combinations that you could do to create your own recipe for what works best for you on whatnot. It's different for every single person. So please don't compare yourself with anyone else. The only person you're really competing against is yourself. Everyone else here on whatnot who is also a seller is a potential collaborator. You could be working together with those folks. Don't see them as competition. We're not your competition. We're your potential collaborators. You're going to have so many opportunities to work together. And I will do another show that's all about collaboration and how to collaborate and build community. Community is the secret ingredient, the secret sauce of whatnot is made up of community. It's what makes the difference between this and any other platform. I've heard it a cajillion times and I'm getting goosebumps just saying it. You meet people that you are going to be friends with for life, that you are going to already feel like you've been friends with for life. You're going to make connections that you never expected. You came here to sell. You came here to get rid of some crap in your house or to get rid of your mom's collection of knickknacks, and you ended up with a family. That is what whatnot is. It is a community, it is a family. Get involved if you're not yet. And hey, you know what? Maybe right now you just want to sell and you don't want to be involved with humans, and I understand that, but we're going to suck you in. It's addictive. Peacock Jewelry says I came here to find a husband. Ivers might be single. I'm guessing he is. Oh no. Ivor. It's just a suggestion, but he's probably single. We like to tease Ivor. So this is your chance. We got 2 minutes left. So share your shows. Tell us where you're from and what you sell so that everybody can follow everybody else. And while you're doing that, and if you have questions that I didn't get to, I apologize. Ask them now. It's not that I was ignoring you. It's just that I had to get through my spiel. Otherwise, I'd get distracted and we'd be off in some squirrel land by now. So I needed to focus. So if you do have questions, feel free to ask them. This is the last chance to get on the giveaway sponsored by Team Goofy. Thank you again to Team Goofy for sponsoring that. Yeah, thank you, Millicent. I love you. I'm going to see who's on right now. Oh my gosh, Goliath is still going. Goliath has been going. Is this like a 48-hour thing or something? Amazing. Amazing. All right, I think we're gonna do. All right, I'm catching up. Buy Now Shop 59 says I tried to get Dave from Alberta to be my gemstone daddy in a live show last week. I love it. Hi Olga, how does the template work? I think your autocorrect is acting up there. Do you mean the stuff down the free resources. You just go to the QR code, save the QR code. Um, yeah, if you go down to the QR code and save it, you'll be able to open it up, and it's just a bunch of links. It's a page of links that gives you all like the goal planner and the winter sticker and all that kind of stuff. It's not actually $2,000.25 or 2025 dollars. Um Oh, interesting. Angie says, "Do people notice now when you enter a giveaway, it puts a check mark up?" I did not know. I did not know that. I guess I don't enter enough giveaways. All right, share your shows. Thank you again to Team Goofy. Um, Here we go. Who's gonna win? Is it running? Yes, it is. Let's see who's gonna win. Brody. Brody, you get a chicken encouragement card. There you go. Your life is complete now, Brody. You got a chicken encouragement card. Bloop, there it is. Okay, so last chance to share your shows. I'm going to start typing. You know, it takes me a while to type this out. So, thank you to everybody who came in. Thank you to my wonderful mod, Millicent. Thank you to everyone else, all my friends who came in. I love you guys so much. You're all my friends. I really appreciate you. We're going to go hang out with the Hoarders show because it's a lot of fun to go shop with the Hoarders house. So this is a Hoarders house in Ontario. Please note that the it was a Hoarders house, so the items um, have a little bit of smell to them because it was in a stinky Hoarder's house. But other than that, it's a great, really great items and a lot of fun just to see what comes out of a Hoarder's house. So we're gonna go there and hang out, and I will see you tomorrow morning. And hopefully, I don't have any news. God willing, I have no news. I'll have no news about the strike, and we will still be strikeless. We will still be in no strike zone in Canada. Um, Everyone, have a wonderful night. I love you. If people can hate for no reason, I can love you for no reason. So even though we've never met, most of us have never met before, I love you. Have a great night, and I will